I'm divorcing you. Pack your things and leave.
Out of nowhere, my husband of 37 years delivered this unexpected blow. Moreover, he would be retiring in 3 months and wanted me out of the house by then. To me, who had been thinking that I would be spending the rest of my life with my husband, this came as a bolt from the blue. What do you mean by that? Unable to comprehend the situation, my husband shoved divorce papers with his name filled out into my hands. And then he spoke harshly without any mercy.
I'm tired of seeing your face. You're ugly and your face is all wrinkly. Your eyes are so disproportionately big that you look like a frog.
Is my appearance suddenly the issue now?
Of course. Looks are everything for a woman. Just as you would throw away an old rug, I'm throwing you away.
I can't believe it. As a homemaker who had always depended on her husband since our marriage, I had no means to survive if abandoned. Even though the passionate feelings of our courting days had evolved, I still loved my husband. The shock left me numb and unable to think, as if I had been hit with a large hammer. My name is Lily Hazel, 59 years old. My husband of the same age was my high school classmate and my first love. After graduating high school, I went to a fashion college, worked at an apparel company for a few years, and at the age of 22, I married him and became a housewife. Then soon after, we were blessed with a son. Our son has since grown up, started his own family, and is now a father of one. My husband is the old-fashioned type who doesn't do any housework at all, not even accompanying me to the supermarket, the typical dominant husband. It may be unthinkable to young couples today, but it was common in our generation. Yet, we were supposed to have spent our 37 years of marriage supporting each other in our own way. After my husband's retirement, we had various plans to travel around the country and live leisurely. But the sudden declaration of divorce left me feeling as if I had been abandoned in the darkness. Once I regained my composure, I repeatedly pondered over what my husband had said, but I couldn't understand why he had brought up divorce. I couldn't accept it, so when my husband returned home several hours later, I expressed my desire to sit down and talk with him. I can't accept that you want a divorce because of my appearance. Let's discuss this properly.
I've been patient because I'm kind. Even though you're unattractive, any other man would have dumped you long ago. Because of you, I've wasted half of my life.
That's harsh. Every conversation with my husband, my heart is torn and throbbing with pain. Looking back, I realize that even when I made efforts with makeup and fashion, he never complimented me.
So, when are you leaving?
Do you think I can easily accept your decision to divorce and just leave?
Huh? You're such a stubborn woman, making a fuss about everything.
Exasperated, my husband heaved a big sigh, flopped down on the floor, and started blasting the TV. His attitude was as if he was rejecting my words. Hey, look at me when I'm talking.
Stop nagging. Oh, I can't wait to be alone and relax.
From then on, no matter how much I tried to talk to him, he wouldn't respond. I thought it would be counterproductive to press him further, so I decided to wait for a better time to discuss it. However, every time my husband returned home from work, the next day and the day after that, he would throw harsh words at me.
You're still here.
Or,
you're so annoying.
And he continued,
I'm going to hate you more each day.
And he even started complaining about the way I used my knife and fork. Despite my attempts to mend the relationship, the gap between us just kept widening. Is there any way to overcome this crisis? In the end, I wasn't able to go through with the divorce, but I decided it was necessary to put some distance between us, so I chose to move out. Don't you have any intention of trying to make things right with me? I asked.
Hell no! Shut up! I won't give you my severance pay if you keep nagging.
He replied. Until recently, he would always say,
Half of my retirement savings is yours. You've supported me all this time.
So I demanded half of his retirement savings when I decided to move out. Whether we divorce or separate, we'll need money, and we've lived together for 37 years, so it's only fair, right? I thought he would agree, and reluctantly, he did. When I told our son about my decision to move out, he was very surprised.
What on earth happened? Mom, you can stay with me for a while. Dad, who's never done a single household chore, won't be able to live alone. Then he'll realize how important you are,
he said. Thank you, Timothy. I hate to impose, but I'll take you up on your offer, I replied. My husband seems rather happy about the prospect of me moving out.
Good, I can finally say goodbye to you,
he replied while lounging and watching TV. On the morning I decided to leave, I was packing my bags, holding back a bitter sorrow. Then, my husband returned home with a young woman in her 30s.
Oh, you're still here?
He grumbled. I'm just about to leave. And who might she be? I asked. My husband, grinning, pulled the woman closer by the shoulder and said,
This is my new wife, Julie. She's like my brand new rug.
So this is why he was so eager to divorce and insulted me, calling me ugly. Upon learning this, any lingering affection I had for him vanished. So that's how it is, I muttered.
So, I'll be giving your share of the retirement savings to my new wife,
he announced. That's not what we agreed on. You promised, I protested.
That was then, this is now. Don't you understand that circumstances have changed?
He replied, a mocking tone in his voice. The woman, joining in on his fun, smirked at me and said, Dumped women are pathetic, aren't they? I was furious, but staying there would only make things worse. I get how you feel. You can give her the retirement savings, but you'll regret it, I warned. I wanted nothing more than to leave this place and this man as quickly as possible.
I won't regret anything, damn fool,
he replied. Maybe he was right. Maybe I was the fool for trying so hard to mend our relationship. I pulled out the divorce papers that I had been unable to sign up until then, quickly filled them out, and left them on the table. A bond between husband and wife that lasted 37 years? Was it really so easily broken? I left our home with a heavy heart, only to find my concerned son, Timothy, waiting for me in his car.
I've been waiting for you. Dad was with an unfamiliar woman,
he said. That's his new wife, I replied.
He was cheating? I can't forgive him.
An angry Timothy tried to rush into the house, but I stopped him. It's all right. Let's forget about people like that. More importantly, I'm sorry if I worried you. Thanks to you, I was saved. This is how I ended up staying at my son's house. My daughter-in-law had not only prepared a room for me to make me stay comfortable, but she also said, Lily, feel at home here. My grandchild also greeted me with a smile, saying, We've been waiting for you, Grandma. The kind considerations and words made me shed tears that I had been holding back. Thank you so much. I'll return the favor one day. 3 months after starting to live with my son, his wife, and my grandchild, my ex-husband unexpectedly ambushed me in front of my son's house.
He's a huge problem. Julie's gone, along with my retirement money.
Julie? Your new girlfriend.
What am I going to do? I'm also being chased by debt collectors.
Really? Why? He seemed desperate as he spoke, his voice trembling.
Her mother has heart disease, and they said they need $100,000 immediately. So, I borrowed the money and paid it before my retirement money came in.
You believed that? I couldn't help but laugh at the absurd story.
This isn't a laughing matter. I'm in trouble because I thought I could repay the debt with my retirement money, but now I don't have it.
Wasn't your retirement supposed to be around $220,000? Why don't you have it?
Well, I was so happy on the day it was deposited, I withdrew all of it from the bank account and took it home. Then I had a drink to celebrate and accidentally fell asleep. And when I woke up, the money was gone.
Are you serious? Who's the idiot here?
Don't say that.
Coming to me for help now isn't going to solve anything. That's why I warned you. I decided to hit him with the truth he probably didn't know. I saw this coming. Julie is a habitual shoplifter, you know. I actually met her once. 2 years ago, she ran into me while being chased by a loss prevention officer at the supermarket. At that moment, a staff member came and caught her because I had accidentally grabbed her arm. I later heard from the supermarket that she was a habitual shoplifter.
Why didn't you tell me?
When you kicked me out of the house, you said you wouldn't regret it. The one who said no regrets was you. After all, you were the one who suddenly decided to divorce me near your retirement. I had no obligation to tell you anything in detail. He was dumbstruck and collapsed. My ex-husband, who never went grocery shopping, would naturally not have known about her true identity.
What should I do now?
First, you need to pay me alimony. I smiled sweetly at him as he looked up at me pitifully.
Why? I don't have to pay you. It's been 3 months since you found out about my affair, and I'm broke.
You seem to be misunderstanding. You can claim alimony for an affair up to 3 years after the divorce. My ex-husband, who was mistaken about the 3-month period, started making excuses as he scratched his head when he heard my correction.
I intended to marry my new girlfriend, but we haven't filed the marriage certificate yet, so it's not an affair. Alimony is invalid. Too bad.
Trying to somehow talk his way out, he was talking nonsense without realizing it, so I showed him a picture on my cell phone. You know, the day I left the house, my son, who was waiting outside, took a picture of you and Julie getting cozy together. You can't deny it now. Too bad.
Damn it!
Looking down at my ex-husband, who was crouching in a pathetic manner, I hit him with even more reality. And make sure you pay the division of property properly. I'll expect exactly half of your retirement money.
What? Why? Besides, I received the retirement money after we divorced, so it's not yours, right?
Listen, the division of property refers to the wealth that we've acquired through our mutual effort during our married life. In your case, you were already set to receive a retirement payout of $220,000 from your company before our divorce. So that falls under the division of property. If you want to argue, I'm ready to take it to court. This was the first time I had ever rebutted my husband in such a strong tone. He was taken aback. All he could muster was a groan of pain. He seemed unable to form coherent words. From now on, my lawyer will be in touch. Don't ever come back. As I tried to return to my son's house, my ex-husband clung to me.
How can you live without me? Please, come back with me.
No matter how much I tried to shake him off, he kept tugging at my hand. My son, noticing the commotion, came out of the house and pulled him away.
Don't touch my mom with your filthy hands. Shut up, Timothy. I'm talking to your mom. Let's get married again.
Enough! You must be sick of seeing my face. I remember you said I looked like a frog with a wrinkly face and disproportionately large eyes. Despite my stern rejection, he tried to forcefully hold my hand and speak in a pompous tone.
That was a joke. You're just pouting, aren't you? Come back to me. I'll at least provide food.
How could he say that so confidently after all the pain he had caused me? Moreover, how was this debt-ridden man going to support me? I wish he'd give the jokes a rest. Annoyed, I vigorously shook his hand off. I've had enough. Don't worry about me. I'm earning my own money now.
Don't lie. What can you do? You've been a homemaker all your life.
I'm doing alterations for clothes. I'm well known for my careful and quick work. In fact, as soon as I came to Timothy's house, I mended some of my grandson's torn clothes, and my daughter-in-law was delighted. Seeing this, Timothy suggested, why not turn it into a business and set up an online shop for me? It's amazing how easily young people can do anything these days. I don't know how to use a computer, so Timothy and his wife handle all the orders and shipping.
Is that true?
Yes, it is. I attended a fashion institute when I was young and used to make clothes for Timothy when he was little. That experience has led me to where I am now. Life is strange, isn't it? My ex-husband was stunned, opening and closing his mouth like a fish out of water. I had to hold back laughter at his pathetic state. And just so you know, the house you're currently living in also falls under the division of property. So sell it soon and turn it into cash. At my additional assault, my ex-husband let out a pitiful sound.
Don't be unreasonable. If I sell the house, I'll have nowhere to live.
I don't care. Now, please leave.
No, absolutely not.
Despite his flailing, Timothy forcefully ejected him and he trudged away. Later, he reported to the police that his money had been stolen, but Julie has disappeared and hasn't been caught yet. She must have taken the retirement money and gone far away. The police said she might have been using a false name. After that, my ex-husband sold his house, and I received compensation and property division. Having lost his home and property, he now has a debt of $100,000 and a tough life ahead. I feel as if my sorrowful past is a lie, and I feel so refreshed now. And to top it off, when I was looking for an apartment to live alone and avoid burdening Timothy and his wife, my daughter-in-law asked me to stay with them forever. I am so blessed. Thanks to them, I am living a joyous life, surrounded by my son, his wife, and my grandchild. Next month, we're planning a family vacation and I'm already excited. From now on, I'm going to be very happy.